Alright, sorry about that, guys. Anyway, welcome to another video. Sorry for the extremely awful color scheme. You guys might not be able to see the text. But, yeah. Today we're going to be talking about what the history of Christmas is. Now, religiously, it is the birth of Christ. I'm not very religious, so I'm not going to go into the religious history of this because I don't know it and I don't really feel like researching it. But how it is celebrated is what I really want to focus on here. And in the next clip, I will talk to you guys about what Christmas means to me. But it's celebrated by a lot of time people have Christmas dinners. They'll get their family to come in from town. Family gatherings is on there. They'll get their family to come into town and they'll all sit around the dinner table, eat. It depends on the family what kind of food you have. Generally, a Christmas tree is associated with Christmas. A Christmas tree is just sort of like a tree, could be real or artificial, that is small enough to fit inside the house, and you can put ornaments on it that essentially display what you like, and it just gives you, and you eventually have like a collection of ornaments. Christmas music is a big thing, at least here in the US. I don't know about other places if any of this is true or not. This is just here in the US. But essentially, yeah. So Christmas is a big thing here in the US. We really enjoy Christmas. Christmas lights is another thing. Not everybody, but a lot of people decorate their house. They like rim their house with LED lights, like the gutters, and have like decorations, like lights that move, and just lights and stuff like that. I might display pictures up on screen. I'm not sure. I didn't build any into this slide. But presents is another thing that is associated with Christmas. People generally buy gifts for each other, and they are wrapped in boxes and placed under the Christmas tree, so that when you come down on Christmas morning, you can open up some presents. That has essentially been a brief history of what Christmas is, and yeah, on to the next segment.
What up, guys? It's me, GamerGuyTV here. Um, I forgot to say it in the last segment, so I'm gonna say it now. This video is pre-recorded. I am not a big enough YouTube channel, although someday I hope to be, that I need to give up time that I could be spending with my family to make a YouTube video. Yes, I like to have something up on Christmas, but every year it is always pre-recorded. Now this is the second segment of 3. And this is sort of what Christmas means to me. Not sort of, is what Christmas means to me. Now, first of all, Christmas to me is associated with sort of wintertime and a break from school and stuff like that. It's also associated heavily with family, because when I was younger, we used to have a family Christmas that was over my aunt's house. One year we had it over my house. One year we had it at like a church for some reason. Don't know why. But I've always associated it with that sort of aspect of Christmas or that aspect of family, and I want to Make sure you guys understand that in addition to being a, religious holiday and stuff like that, it's also a day that, people get to spend with their family. It's a holiday. It's a time of year that people get to spend with their family. And last year was particularly hard. This is the same thing I did with the Thanksgiving episode, I know. But it was particularly hard this year, or last year, because of my great grandmother going straight downhill in health. It was only 2 or 3 weeks after Christmas when she passed away. And we all knew it was coming, but we were all still just incredibly sad. Because it's hard losing someone you love, even if you know it's coming. It's still just hard. But this year is going to be the first Christmas we've had without her, which might be a bit more saddening, for lack of a better word, than something like Thanksgiving was. But yeah, I mean, it, for the family Christmas we did, it used to be my aunt, my uncle, my cousin, my cousins, multiple cousins, my great grandparents. It used to be my mom's entire side of the family would just come to one spot. Now you get to see my cousins and stuff like that. And I just feel like that is incredibly important because you don't always get to see your family and you don't know how long they're going to be around. And the entire reason that this is pre-recorded, like 9 or 10 days early, is because of that. You don't get to see your family that often. So instead of me, or I get to see my family, all the time, like my mom, my dad, my grandparents. But I don't really get to see my aunts and uncles that much. And with my great-grandfather moving farther away, I don't get to see him as much either. So instead of making a YouTube video for 30 people, I'm going to spend time with, if Family Christmas still happened, I would have been going to spend time with, 50 people that knew me and I could tell stories to and stuff like that. I'm not saying I can't tell stories to you guys, but, you're virtual, apart from the people that actually know me in real life. You're virtual. It's not like I know you, and it's not like I can tell your emotion. It's just, yeah. But yeah. So another thing that a lot of people associate with Christmas is presents, and I mentioned that in the last segment. And the reason I mention it again is because so many people relate Christmas to presents, especially little kids. Something that always used to be a thing was my grandparents would get me a ton of presents and they would wrap them up and put them in a box, and I would have fun ripping the presents open. And she'd take like packages of candy and wrap them up and put them in a stocking so I could rip the wrapping paper off. And that's nice, and all little kids do that. They love ripping the wrapping paper off. I can speak from experience there. But one thing that I think is a good sort of philosophy is one of the things my dad has done is he's essentially said, look, I can give you, or something like, look, you need new bed sheets. I can let you use them now and not put them under a tree as a Christmas present, or I can let you use them in a month and put them under the tree as a present so there's more presents there. it's sort of like the philosophy of, do you want to have all of the presents under the tree to open, or do you want to be able to get use out of them before you're supposed to? I'm making that sound worse than it actually is. But I think one of the things that is so important about Christmas is that people are generally happy on Christmas. And some people might be sad because they're remembering a loved one that passed away, or something might have happened to a loved one who's now in the hospital or something like that. But in the end, people are just generally happy. And they're generally happier on Christmas and around Christmas time. And if you get lucky, it snows on Christmas. Depends on where you live. But yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone. I forgot to say that in the other clip, too. As you can tell, I don't actually have a script to this video. I never have a script for any of my videos. Unless it's like a stop motion or something. But yeah, Merry Christmas, guys. So, I'm gonna end this clip here. I believe in the next clip, you guys are gonna... or I'm going to color in some Christmas coloring pages for you guys. 1 or 2, that's it. And then, yeah, the extravaganza will be over. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Bye.